Yo,
Hey, mamas.
it has been a month of Tuesdays, y'all.
Ooh.
It has been a month of Tuesdays. So do not
Is it a
adjust
month of Tuesdays or Sundays?
month of Wednesdays if we're going to be technical. Yeah, don't adjust your screens. This is the new head coach of Colorado football coming to you live from Greensboro, North Carolina.
North Kakalaka.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be that kind of show, y'all. Um, I have
Ooh.
I don't know about you guys, I have spent so much time I feel like COVID. Remember COVID happened and it was just, mentally, can you just wrap your mind around how the world shut down and everything just up was down, down was up. Things just were so odd. I feel like we're back in that space again of just a bunch of weird things going on, government shutdowns, um, University of Colorado football not doing well.
Listen, Stanford joined the crew of not doing well.
I'm like, I'm in my sweats because I did not pack appropriately when I came to North Kakalaka. I can't find my lipstick. I feel like we're just back in COVID. And so, anywho, how y'all doing?
Ooh. I think this is truly a go with the
How
flow,
are you,
one day at a
Gigi?
time, one moment at a time, 1 second at a time. That is where we are. There is so much, the noise, the clutter, the everything, and I'm in a.
Are you?
I just need to.
Oh, you need to. Because I'm about to say, because if you're there, I was about to just end the show. Like, I don't know where CJ
I don't know if
is
I've
in
ever
that
seen that
space.
mode.
I was about to
Look,
say, our work here's done. And Kai, not Kennedy's AI twin.
Lord.
It would be smart for me to operate in AI twin mode here lately because then I would only say the things that I have thoughtfully processed. I am just sort of going with the flow, but at the same time, reminding myself to be still. I think that's always my greatest challenge, right? Because I see things that bother me. I see things that irk my spirit. I see things that I got to tell y'all yesterday, shout out to all the veterans. Yesterday was Veterans Day. It hit me a little differently just because, there are people who fought to protect and serve this country whose names have been stripped off of memorials. And this year, Veterans Day just hit me a little differently because of the landscape of the world that we live in. And so I oscillate between go with the flow. It's all going to be okay. God is still on the throne. To, I feel like I want to do something about it right now.
We still got 26 minutes before we get
There
to
you
do
go. There you go.
yeah. It's funny because yesterday I had a colleague say, "Hey, are we gonna send something out for Veterans Day?" And I'm just like, how could I just whoop on Veterans Day? Just given, I mean, again, it's this fog, and I think the theme that the three of us
Mhm.
have been, I think we're just a representation of what has been a similar experience with the conversations I'm having with people. We are living in the matrix and nothing is making sense. We haven't solved the matrix. We're not Neo
Mhm.
yet. We're pre-Neo. There were literally there's something in the air and so many forces are at play. Manly forces are at play that are really just creating this oddity. Oddity. So I don't necessarily want to dwell on the oddity. I'd like to find some levity of that, to your point of how could you stay in the light, live the dream, so that we have just a little bit of a break from. Look, y'all, it's been over a year since I've watched the news. Over a year.
I wish that was my testimony.
I know,
Why are you
right?
watching the news?
I have to watch the news for my job.
Why? No, you don't. No,
Okay.
you don't. Why do you have to watch the news? Because okay, okay, sorry. That's a question forming now. Uh, what need are you fulfilling by subjecting yourself to the torment that is this
Mm.
version of sharing nonsense through a visual form?
And go.
That's not loaded at all.
Not at
There's
all.
no judgment. There's no leading. There's no anything in that. That was,
I assume you're getting you need a source of finding out what's going on and where you're not seeking truth then is what you're not seeking truth if you're watching the news. You're wrong.
I think that's a whole different show.
Yeah. Well, that's the show. We going with the flow. Go ahead.
I do think that there's an element of, I, as the head of federal regulatory change management for a very large healthcare organization, I need to understand what's going on, especially when there are huge things that are being considered, right? When there are CRs that have been held up in Congress.
What's a CR for those who may not speak
A clean resolution for the budget and how we're going to spend our taxpayer dollars to fund the government. And our wonderful people in Congress can't figure out what to agree on. When they start to come back and start having those conversations and actually hearing both sides of why they think the way that they think and why things aren't moving and what potentially can be done so that we can move it forward. Those are all things I'm interested in, but I need them for the role that I have. So it's very difficult for me to operate within my job successfully if I'm not paying attention to this stuff. Yes, I get all of the publications and I get all the Federal Register and I get all the stuff that comes in, but I'm able to use that to validate thinking and the words that I hear so that I understand whether I'm dealing with facts or I'm dealing with fugazi. But I need to understand where we are with things. So yeah, I don't get the
luxury. I asked the question, how are you getting that from the news?
Now, see,
I actually have to watch legislative sessions, y'all. It's more than just the news. I literally watch a whole legislative session while it's happening. So it's more than just.
I don't consider that the news.
I don't either.
That's not the news.
You're in a virtual meeting. You're in a virtual meeting because so EJ Marie, what's you checked in with? You're trying to.
So it's funny, we keep talking about flow, and I'm like, what's the opposite of flow? What is it? Is the opposite of flow focus, or is it something else?
Ooh, we can go to the Googles. But to me, opposite of flow is rigidness.
I think opposite of flow would be like stagnation. Just like,
yeah.
And there are a lot of people in the world who are moved to inaction. I think that's the opposite of flow. You may or may not know any of them. I'm just saying that they exist.
I'm simply saying, so I think it's funny as we're thinking about that. So like the whole notion of let's flow, let's go with the flow. For me, the automatic thing came, okay, if I'm flowing, is flowing the absence of focus? Is it just sort of going with where, and not necessarily, okay, I'm going to be finite and focused here, and then I'm going to focus here, and I'm going to focus, which is the regime and just when I think about my day and when it's, as someone, I will not call him by name, but you all may know him, sometimes maybe even call him brother, but I digress. Who will say, how are you just flowing? That's the definition, right? It's the textbook definition of just wasting your life away.
Well,
I think there's flow with intention, so that yeah.
Right, but it's again, how are you defining it? How are you thinking about it? And I think about like when I'm in my flow, like when I feel like I'm in my flow, that's when I am the strongest. I think the wittiest, the most in tune with myself. I'm the best mom. But that's why I'm the best at when I'm in my flow.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know when I'm in my flow, am I actually going with the flow?
I don't separate the two. So when I think of flow, I've been on this earth long enough that I have my guardrails. I got my third rails and my guardrails.
Mhm.
And going with the flow is that I'm hanging out right in anything that's coming in between my guardrails area or even my third rails area. Anything that's coming in there, um, I it, not much can come through there. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
things that aren't going to hit me because this is you try to hit me, you're gonna miss me. And there are things that I'm just very clear around my intentions, and so any other noise and nonsense is not going to take me off my flow. The focus is I'm always focused. That's just I'm never wandering aimlessly
Mhm.
anywhere, anytime. I'm always focused, but and my focus is on the end goal, the prize, that sort of thing. And anything along the way is either adding to, and if something attempts to detract, if I see it messing with my flow, not today, not now, no, sir. Hence why I don't watch the
The
news.
news. So how do you find your
Messing with
sweet
my chi.
right? How do you find your sweet spot?
It's with me.
Always?
I don't have to look for it. I don't have to look for it. Um, yeah, it's with me always. Am I elevating it? Is it getting its time in the sun? Not always.
Well, that okay, so that's where I'm going. So how are you getting your sweet where it is you're having that moment in the sun more so than you're having the it's there. I know it's there. I know it's hidden under my
Yeah.
curly piece.
I look at it this way. Let me try to go with the metaphor. Like in my house, I have like the foods, the drinks, the things that I like. I don't bring in things I don't like. So that as a metaphor around I have a job that I love. I have people surrounding me that I love. I go to places and I'm around things that I love and I enjoy. And anything that is a deterrent of that is just not invited into it's not in my home. And it just like I said, it goes, I'm not gonna it's not invited in. And if it comes in, I call the exterminator. And sometimes I'm the exterminator to remove that pest from my home.
So I'm gonna go down the block around the corner with your analogy because you know I'm Nigerian. I can beat an analogy into the ground because it's how we do.
Hold on. I'm ready. Hold on.
You
Okay.
ready? You
Wait.
ready?
Okay, now I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. So in my home, I will bring in the things that I love. I will bring in those things that feed me. I will bring in all of those things. But I know that sometimes I got to bring in broccoli. I got to bring in asparagus.
Mm-hmm.
I got to bring in some things that I could care less about. But I know I don't love them, but they love me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't bring me joy.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, sensei,
Mm-hmm.
take me to my sweet spot. If you're bringing it all in, you
I'm
bringing it
gonna give you
in.
a different perspective. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you a different
I'm
perspective.
not bringing in broccoli if I don't enjoy it. I'm just not. Not bringing in broccoli. Doesn't bring me joy. Find the thing that brings you joy, that loves you like broccoli loves you.
Tell me what that is.
Asparagus,
Ugh,
spinach.
So I'm gonna give you a
carry
different
on. Hmm.
perspective.
We can go all day with this analogy. Go ahead.
I think you asked the question about how do you find your sweet spot, and I feel like I'm on the same fence with Ro about I never lost it. It's
Mhm.
always there. Uncovering it in times where I fail to see it is an exercise that I go through, but that's because I'm really self-aware. So when it happens, I'm like, "Uh-oh, hold on. Let me get back to what I know is the place that I'm supposed to be." But I will say that the greatest way that I find my flow is through surrender. Because when I'm trying to control everything, when I'm trying to make it what I want to make it, and when I'm trying to do it the way I want to do it, and when I'm trying to get so locked in on it has to be this way, that's when flow for me just disappears. It's gone. There is no flow because I'm trying so hard
Control.
to control every single piece of it. The best way I can get into a flow is to just surrender.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I think, y'all know I'm always talking about be still and know that I am God, right? Sometimes in order for me to find my flow, I have to say that I trust him with my flow. He knows what flow I need, and I need to just let go. And then all of a sudden, it starts to uncover and that flow comes right on back. And that sweet spot, it's there. And it's never going away if I stay in that spot. But if I try to control it,
yeah. And often trying to control something that can't be controlled. That's what can take you. The amount of I've had this conversation more so over the past month for whatever reason, and it's been around. I said I think I might be gearing towards either a sociopath or I truly have found peace. One or two, it could be a little bit of both. Meaning,
again, our definitions of opposite. Carry on.
So my mother recently had a breast cancer scare. This is not the first time we've been here. She had breast cancer a little over 20 years ago. And when she said she found a lump, I remember how I felt the first time I heard her say that. Never had somebody that close to me be diagnosed with cancer. And I remember the feeling. I remember it's just like, when you're pregnant, you have cramps, you broke your leg, whatever. There are things that happen in your life that you just never forget that feeling. And I remember that feeling. And this time when she told me, I was like this. Because me stressing over it doesn't change the situation. We don't have information. And even if I did have the information, I am not a healer. I am not, I can pray for healing, but there's no different action I can take. All I will do is just cause unnecessary wrinkles and sleepless nights unnecessarily. I can't control it. There's nothing I can do that will help save her or potentially. Thankfully, all that it was as it was intended. So the result was great, and I didn't lose a night of sleep over it. Just didn't. Over something I can't control. Next question.
How's that surrender thing work for you, Gigi?
How does what?
I want to hear how Gigi applies the thought of surrendering to her life.
It's a beautiful song.
Well, when you gonna sing it?
I surrender all. Now, it's a beautiful song. I was waiting for my backup. She didn't come. I gave her the cue. She didn't come. It's okay. We apparently
I couldn't stop laughing. I'm sorry.
We've been separated too long, No, but like real talk. It depends. It looks different depending on the situation. And sometimes I wish sometimes my surrender didn't come at a time of impasse.
Say that differently.
That just going and knowing, trying to just do, and the surrender doesn't come till I've hit that wall of impasse at times where it's okay, all right. Perhaps this is not what you were telling me to do, to continue to flow and to go and to do and to what have you. And sometimes for me, the surrender requires, it's not the easy, EJ, surrender, baby. It's okay. It's Tuesday at 3 p.m. Go on and surrender. Sometimes it's I have to get the, all right.
The 2x4 upside the head. So then it becomes, how do you, we're in healthcare, how do you have preventive medicine before the 2x4 upside one's noggin?
Was that a rhetorical question?
No, because it's a this is
It's
not
a
a new
life preservation
conversation.
question.
Not a new conversation. What'd you say?
I said it's a life preservation question, right? You
It,
can't.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a there's a saying, you got to be this tall to ride this ride, and at some point you got to get off that ride.
Mm-hmm.
You have got to get off that ride of that's going to take you to smack yourself upside the head, and because it's not serving,
Mm-hmm.
it's not serving you. And I think the question is, what are the symptoms? Well, there's symptoms that are showing, but oftentimes, let's switch to another metaphor that we're already in, is within healthcare. Usually, by the time it shows up clinically, it's been hanging out doing something else already. It's been laying dormant.
Right.
There's other clues that are there, and we just suppress until it shows up in a ER visit, and or shows up where someone has to have a body part taken out.
Can we go to a different analogy? Can we go down a different path? I don't like your path.
Sure. Okay. We can go back to my refrigerator, or we could talk sports.
Talk refrigerator. Not sports. Give me
That was
pasta.
rhetorical. That was rhetorical because I know that's not your jam.
Right.
I got excited for 2 seconds. I was like,
I know. I was like, oh, can we talk about sports right now with EJ Marie? What?
You could. It might not be the conversation you had anticipated.
I know. And so I think before we move over to do something, it literally is. I think we as we have male viewers, but we as women, we are often occupying the space of what you just said: wife, mother, executive. We're all the things to so many people, and we often prioritize other people and things before ourselves. Particularly as mother of small children, their needs. And that overused analogy of put your mask on for you, but it's absolutely true in the sense of being clear about what are the things are serving you so that you can be of service to others, and what are the things that are not adding value. Don't bring broccoli in your house. Don't do it.
Mommy, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm talking to my mama. Did you hear that? Okay.
Yes. Don't bring broccoli in your house. Don't do it. Keep the broccoli out your house. This is a no broccoli zone. Bring a kumquat.
So I can't replace my broccoli with a maple bar.
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
That's not how this works.
No.
Well, see?
No,
but I get it. And in all seriousness, it's the constant, I hate to say it's the woman's story because it's not a woman's story. It's a people's story.
Well, we women
are doers. We're women. So I'm going to claim that. You do and you do and you do and you do and you do. And woman becomes a verb, right? It's not a noun, it's a verb. Because there's so much action and activity tied to what that means and what that role is and how we show up and how we think about it. So, how do you create the space to go back to being a noun?
I think you have to find a way to get reconnected with yourself. I just wrote this white paper about the fact that we are living in an age where we are so connected. We're connected through technology. We're connected through social media. We're connected to things that sometimes we don't even want to be connected to. Yet we are so disconnected from ourselves because we spend so much time looking outward and taking care of all of the things that, ambition has taught us are important. And then we forget to take care of the one person who needs to keep going to do this. So get reconnected with you. And that
Mhm.
looks different for everybody. And it looks different on different days. Some days it's sitting quietly by, an ocean reading. Some days it's I'm going to go to the spa by myself, have a spa day. Some
Mhm.
days it's I'm just going to leave these kids so I can get some me time, that someone isn't pulling at my sweater for something for just an hour or two by
Mhm.
myself, right? Whatever that is that you need to
Mm-hmm.
be reconnected to
Right.
yourself, make it a priority. I cannot stress enough that that needs to be a priority for every single woman in this world.
Mm-hmm. I could not agree more.
Mhm.
I could not agree more. So reconnect with yourself. We've already talked about the do not bring broccoli in your house. Um, particularly, and I know it's a metaphor, but
Mhm.
going back to the things that we can control, it is your space, and what are the things you are not going to allow to invade your space. Has been, for me personally, has been a savior of sleep and stomach aches. And my sleep is still messed up for other reasons, but it's not because I just refuse to allow that stuff in my space. When there are people that are, because I'm in the people business, when there are people who are not behaving like good Christians and kind humans, um, just I remove myself from that situation. And it sounds like you're not having a good day. I'm going to hang up and maybe we can reconnect when you are feeling better.
Mhm.
Goodbye. Oh, no, goodbye. Uh, that's okay. That's okay. No one has that agency over you outside of you, period.
Oh, I'm
She's
a
not
firm
doing rock in your house.
Mhm.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
send me one.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
I need a V-neck.
Always.
I
We
need a
like
V-neck.
the V's. On a positive
Mhm.
note, as we're in the second to last month of the year, I think about this we're going into the season of just, which is all about stress and um
I thought you were going to say the season of gratitude. That's
no,
not
no.
where you went.
Well, this is probably your favorite. I always think, every time I hear this word, what's the word? I always think about you.
Oh, I'm scared.
I always think about you and joy
Oh, come on. How does she not know herself?
because
That's where I was going, but then I was like, "Oh, where are we going with this?"
No, find your joy.
you see your first reaction was to have fear. With the
Exactly.
two
It
people
was
who
not
know you
fear, it was question. I know who my
No,
audience
her
is
first
right now.
response is side eye. Her first response is side eye. Like,
Mm.
now
Mm.
I think about, I was thinking about my pudding, Miss За, and the how her face goes from natural to this smile that exudes. It is joy.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I find the pictures that have that, like when there's somebody that it's just the physical picture as well as the mindset of this joy. And for me, when my buffs are driving me crazy, when the airlines are driving me crazy, when humans are driving me crazy, when
Mhm.
the news has continued to drive me crazy, finding joy. And for me, that's one of those things, is that that experience. Look, the world who has not been able to experience that, I'm sorry, because I think that could end some wars and cure some things.
That
man.
part. That girl smile.
That
Anyhow.
girl smile. That
Wait,
girl
the
smile.
laughter though, the sound of her laughter is
Yeah.
the
We're going into the season of that. And so I think finding your joy in whatever those small moments could be. Um, yeah. Like me, I got a new gig. I'm the new Colorado football head coach.